I was born in Da Nang, Vietnam in 1969, the son of American missionaries Rick and Beth Drummond. I was the first American baby born in the 95th Army Evac Hospital in Da Nang, so the soldiers passed me around for morale because they missed their own kids. My grandfather was also killed in Vietnam as a missionary, along with 6 other missionaries during the Tet Offensive. So this would be kind of a pilgrimage for me. I needed to understand and go back. But how would I get there? At first I thought it might be with a partner, and then I realized AU had a program called AU Abroad, and they needed professors to take students. But how could it be not just my story, but their story? So we created a course to study the Vietnam War and the effects of the war in Cambodia. It would be a time of reflection, a time of understanding the world better together. So, I became we.
We left Anderson at 2 a.m., so we were already exhausted by the time we got to the Charlotte airport.
I'm looking forward to experiencing culture shock, actually.
Oh, okay.
Just plunging into a whole different culture and learning the language is what I'm most looking forward to.
You're looking forward to being shell-shocked.
Yeah.
And like depressed and everything about.
More like my eyes have been opened.
Yeah. All right. Okay. There is the sleep-deprived Chloe Saunders. So, how are you doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah.
Tired, but chugging along.
So we're coming toward the end of an almost 14-hour flight.
Yes.
And you're feeling like you've survived, and you can even do a little more.
Exactly. One more. I got this.
Here we are. We're in Vietnam. So,
For real. Yeah. Yeah, that's where we are.
first time for me in, let's see, I'm 49. So the last time I was here was 44 years ago in 1975.
We had a great fast-paced tour through Saigon, catching many of the sights that the city is famous for, like the Ben Thanh Market and the old post office, and also many places that were significant during the war.
The effects of the war, particularly pertaining to those of Agent Orange, were hard to observe, to say the least. Agent Orange had no bias. It took no side. Both the Vietnamese people and our American troops experienced its atrocities. The violence of the war was all-encompassing and inescapable. The amount of conflict and intensity was shocking.
The next day, we took a cruise along the Mekong Delta, encountering floating markets and local agriculture.
This morning we were in this giant city and now we're in the Mekong, and it's just such a great opportunity to see the difference, and I just think it's so cool that I have this opportunity, and I don't know, I just think it's really special that college students have the ability and the time to be able to go on these sort of trips.
For from Vietnam to US, for example, fruit the same, not only coconut, but fruit.
Okay, so we're on tributary of the Mekong, one of the dragons of the Mekong drinking coconut water. It's one of the best things I've ever tasted in my life. It's so good, and the surrounding scenery is just amazing. It's wow, so good.
Sáng mai này con sẽ ra đi, sáng bên sáng chân nhiều, con ra mẹ nhà tôi. Sáng mai này người ta nước nhau, con sẽ không biết đi về đâu. Mai
Wow. Oh my god.
You mix with a caramel with the onion flavor.
You're doing great.
You're doing great, sweetie.
The next morning, breakfast overlooking the Mekong Delta and a speedboat across the border to Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
We're in Cambodia now, and we just got off of a boat that we're going to get right back on. And while we rode on the boat, I read some of the letters that my grandfather wrote his family while he was in the Vietnam War. So reading those was really interesting. And I sat in the back of the boat and I saw the people that were living on the sides of the river, and I got to see, it was really interesting. You got like little glimpses into people's lives.
On our first day in Phnom Penh, we went to Mercy Medical Center.
I just think it's really important to make sure you're documenting every aspect of it. So you're not just seeing the picture book things that everyone thinks of when they think of Vietnam, like the rice fields, and but the actual living and the culture of it.
Do you have any means to try to protect her? Yeah, so my job, if I look at the whole world situation, it's very, very depressing. Our goal is to take care of the person in front of us. So we work.
But what we do here is offer the love of Christ in word and deed. And what I'd love to see is every member of staff being involved. And I think we do such a good job in treating every person with respect, with individual compassion and care, and they don't get that.
Do you think that Cambodians associate mental health issues with the West? And do you think there's a stigma around it that you don't need counseling because that's a very Western thing to express emotions that way?
I think I think in Cambodia is a stigma that because of usually people relying on medications. A lot of people they go to see doctor, they get medication. So then and it's a lot of confusion between the consultant and counselor.
One of the students came and said to me, I see my father beating my mother. Women don't have any value, but now I realize that God created us to have value, and we all have value, the same. And we need to love each other. And when I looked at this child, I saw that perhaps this student started to help her.
Chad, tell us what you are eating.
Yeah, this is cricket.
Cricket.
Very tasty in Cambodia.
And
you guys should be try this one.
You have some spiders there too?
Yeah, and we take from the Skun town. In Cambodia we call spider town. Yeah. Everyone should try. It's very tasty. Let me try.
I got some.
Irene, what do you tell? Irene and Sarah, tell me what you're eating.
It tastes like turkey.
Yeah, turkey.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's
I like that actually better.
Yeah.
ខ្ញុំសូមលើកយកគ្រួសារមួយមានសបាយមានព្រួយមកជូនបងអូនបង
People have built. Some of these carvings are so beautiful and detailed too. There's so much diversity too in the patterns and the designs that they use. It's beautiful. It's fascinating. Yeah. គ្រួសារនោះមានទុកផងមានសុខផងជំរាបបងអូនបងជាទីមេត្រី កាលដែលបានប្រសពចាប់បីដៃគ្នាស្វាមីភរិយាអត់ទាស់ប្រតិ ចេះយល់ចិត្តគ្នារៀងរាល់ថ្ងៃចេះអធិស្ឋានទៅវិញទៅមក
This artisan shop teaches locals a trade so that they can support their families with a fair wage.
Called the child soldier or kid soldiers. Just 9-10 years old, but they got brainwashed by the Khmer Rouge, and they used to keep the control worker. That's why they kid at time they kill people like playing games. Some of them they kill even their own parents. A lot in Cambodia during the war, and now we estimate 3 million landmines in life in Cambodia, but before around 8 million. Yes. So now we keep clearing every day, not finish it. But most landmines left along Thai border because when the UN came, they start to clear from the city to the border. Yeah. So UN came, start to clear landmine in Cambodia from 1992, and they said the project to finish mine until 2025.
Flying over the airspace of Laos and remembering Colonel Thomas Gillen. Thomas Gillen is on the original POW bracelet that I had when I was a young person. So I wanted, when I decided to come on the trip, I've thought a lot about him and done more of my homework about his life and wanted to bring this with me. And my hope is that I'll be able to track down a family member and ultimately send the bracelet back to them and perhaps photographs and a clip of this, but to let his family know that I've never forgotten him after all these years, and thank him for his service to our country, and may he rest in peace.
Was absolutely beautiful.
We went to another planet. We're not on Earth right now. You could tell.
Like, this is where they film every movie where you're like, I want to live there, but I don't want to live there because, like, where are the bathrooms? So,
We toured many beautiful temples in Hanoi, where locals would come to worship and pray, and other various sites, including the resting place of the revered Ho Chi Minh, and the lake where Senator John McCain was shot down during the war, and the Hanoi Hilton, where he was held and tortured for years. Prior to Vietnamese control of the prison, the French used this to imprison Vietnamese nationals.
It's great.
Good. That's exciting.
Tại đó biết cái gì, cái bệnh viện lao.
Đó, bệnh viện lao.
Là chồng anh đóng quân đó.
He used to serve like the southern
năm 80 á, là anh ở đó mà biết.
It's quite an adventure for me. I'm standing in front of the place where I was born. This is the former location of the 95th Army Evac Hospital in Da Nang, Vietnam. And now here I am, the place I was born in. I've actually been with a group of students all over the country. We went to Cambodia. So we got interrupted. We got in trouble because, and maybe it's not funny, I don't want to get our guide in trouble, but evidently it's like a high security area now, a military area. So he's like, come on, get out of there and we'll film at another place. So we're down the street, so I have a real mixture of feelings. Been very happy to be back in the land where I was born, and excited to bring a group of students with me. I was describing how we made a great big loop through Vietnam and Cambodia up to Hanoi and now to Da Nang, and then later we will go to Ban Mi Thuat. But such a feeling of just happiness to be here and to see all these people that I recognize the sounds and I recognize the smells and I recognize the people, and I've struggled with this, but now I'm just kind of overwhelmed with a sense of love for it, of real love, and that's exciting to me.
Mọi người bơi cho thằng Tân nghe, bơi con đồ. Họ là họ đưa họ là họ đưa liền trăng một chiếc mà đua bơi đang đánh mà gió mát thấm tới mai chiều gió nắng lại thổi mà phèo
The local church leaders welcomed us with open arms, gave me a copy of the Bible that my grandfather had helped to translate, showed us around their church, and took us to the site of the old leprosarium that had been bombed during the Tet Offensive.
We decided to give HD some time alone near where his grandfather had been killed.